The church bells rang slow and steady across the wide valley, their echoes drifting over wooden fences and open fields as if warning the land itself that something was about to change. Morning sunlight spilled through the tall chapel windows, catching dust in the air and turning it into a fragile kind of beauty. White ribbons fluttered gently along the benches, wildflowers lined the aisle, and quiet excitement filled the room. It was supposed to be a beginning, a wedding, a promise of a new life. Caleb Hart stood at the altar, tall and unmoving, his broad rancher's shoulders stiff, beneath a black suit that felt foreign on his body. His hands used to Rain's tools and hard work, were clasped tightly together. He told himself the unease in his chest was just nerves. He was marrying a good woman, a kind woman. That should have been enough. Beside him stood his 4-year-old son, Noah, small and solemn in a gray suit with suspenders. His boots barely touched the wooden step as he swung his legs, humming softly. Unaware that the world he trusted was seconds away from breaking open, the chapel doors creaked. At first no one noticed. Then a hush spread through the room, sudden and unnatural. A woman stood in the doorway, out of place, trembling, her presence cutting through the celebration like a blade. She wore no bright smile, no polished dress. Her clothes were worn and plain, her hair hastily tied back, strands clinging to her tear-streaked face. Her eyes were red, swollen, and filled with a pain that told a long, silent story. Emily. Caleb felt the name hit him before he turned. His breath caught, his chest tightening as 4 years of buried memories surged back all at once. He didn't want to believe it, but when he finally faced her, the truth was undeniable. Noah stopped humming. The boy leaned forward, staring at the woman with sudden intensity. Not confusion, not curiosity, recognition, pure and instinctive. He lifted his arm and pointed. "Papa," Noah said clearly, his innocent voice slicing through the silence. "That's my mama." The world stopped. Gasps rippled through the chapel. Heads turned. Whispers erupted. Grace, the bride, froze, her smile collapsing into disbelief as she followed the direction of Noah's finger. Caleb's throat closed. Emily's knees weakened. "I didn't come to ruin anything," Emily said, her voice shaking as tears spilled freely. "I tried not to come, but when I heard you were getting married, I couldn't stay away. I just needed to see him. I needed to see my son." The word son fell like thunder. Noah slipped from Caleb's hand and ran. Emily dropped to her knees just in time to catch him, wrapping her arms around his small body as if holding on to life itself. She buried her face in his hair, sobbing years of pain, absence, and longing into that single embrace. "I missed you," Noah whispered. Caleb stood frozen, watching the child he had, raised alone, cling to the woman he had believed abandoned them. Regret tore through him, sharp and unforgiving. Emily looked up at him, searching his face. "I tried to tell you," she said quietly. "I was scared. I thought you didn't want us." The bells outside stopped ringing. The wedding never began. That night the ranch was silent in a way that hurt. Guests had gone. Decorations lay forgotten. The house felt too big and too empty as Caleb. Emily and Noah sat together at the kitchen table, surrounded by truths long avoided. Words finally poured out about fear, pride, misunderstandings, and years lost to silence. Emily spoke of struggling alone, of nights filled with doubt, of loving Noah enough to believe he deserved better than her broken life. Caleb listened, every sentence carving into him. He spoke of raising a son while wondering what piece of him was missing, of loving Emily even while believing she had chosen to leave. They realized the truth too late, but not too late to change what came next. Noah fell asleep between them on the couch, his tiny hand gripping Emily's sleeve as if afraid she might vanish again. Caleb watched them breathe, something inside him finally breaking free. The days that followed were slow, careful, honest. Grace came once, heartbroken but dignified, and walked away with her pride intact. Emily did not celebrate her loss. She understood it too well. Healing came quietly, shared meals, soft laughter, conversations under wide skies. One evening, as the sun painted the fields gold, Noah ran ahead, laughing. Emily reached for Caleb's hand without thinking. Neither pulled away. "I don't know what the future looks like," she said. Caleb squeezed her hand. "But I know I don't want to face it without you." Under the open sky, with their son laughing between them, Caleb finally understood that love was not weakness. It was the courage to listen, to forgive, and to choose each other again. even after everything had fallen apart. Sometimes what you think you've lost forever is only waiting for you to open your eyes and come home. If this story touched your heart, if it made you feel love, loss, and hope, then you're exactly where you belong. Subscribe to the channel for more deeply emotional, cinematic stories about family, forgiveness, and second chances. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories like this to life.